Answer or return a phone call. Answer or return a phone call. Hello, y'all. I'm Dianna Brianne. I don't give advice, suggestions, information, recommendations. I just share with you my perspective on different topics. I hope you like, share, subscribe to all 5 of my channels. Links are pinned at the top of the comment section below. If you connect with me, I will likely connect with you. Well, I wanted to talk about whether to answer the phone or to return a phone call. You know, I tend to monitor my phone calls, which means that if I get a phone call, I look to see who it is before I answer it. Now, of course, if it's one of the telemarketers, which we get a lot of telemarketers, I tend not to answer it. If it's one of my kids, I tend to answer it. So I tend to answer it if it's one of my children or my husband. And yet often I'm very, very busy. So unless I think it's something important, I tend to call people back at a more convenient time, because first of all, I don't like to rush people. I don't like to rush my friends. I don't like to say, oh, you know, I can't really talk, or say maybe they have something important they want to talk to me about. Well, if they leave me a message and they say, hey, I've got something I really want to talk to you about, what I will do is I will call them back, and I will usually right away, and I'll say, hey, I can't talk right now. I'm in the middle of, doing something. Usually it's a college test, because as you all know, I go to college at age 64, or something, but I'll get back to you shortly. So those are people that I know, that are friends, that I'm close to, or, somebody that is well-meaning and would like to talk to me. So I may not pick up the call when they call, but I'll usually call in a very timely manner and tell them approximately when I will call them back. And now other people, who call, sometimes I just call them at my convenience, and I call those people the people that only call me at their convenience. So people who will only call me at their convenience and would not inconvenience themselves for me, I generally won't inconvenience myself for them. That's kind of how I do it. But I will inconvenience myself for people who will likely inconvenience themselves for me. Now, if it's an important call, I'll return it back usually right away. If it's not an important call, I will prioritize it and get back to it when I can. Now, if it's somebody I really don't want to talk to, it all just depends. Sometimes most of the time, if it's somebody I really don't want to talk to, I'm not going to call them back, okay? But if it's somebody, it kind of borders on that, sometimes I'll call them back and I'll just hear what they have to say, and I will get off very quickly. Other times, I'll just simply just not call them back. It just depends. If I need to call them back, I'll get right to the point of the issue and listen, and be prepared for whatever response I need to give. Sometimes people will call you for a favor that really is, really they shouldn't be asking you. I remember one time someone called and I picked up the phone and they said, hey, can I come stay at your house for an extended period of time? And fortunately, I thought quickly and I said, no. I said, but I will tell you where you can go and look for a place to stay, but not my home. And so, sometimes people will be intrusive. And so with intrusive people, I tend either not to call back, or if I call back, I'm prepared for usually whatever I'm going to respond to. And the good thing about having a phone call is often people will leave a message about what they want to talk about. Now, some people are a little sneakier and they'll say, well, call me back. I have something I want to talk to you about. So you have no idea. So you have to kind of be more guarded or prepared for that kind of conversation. I have one friend that never leaves me what she wants to talk about, but she will just say, when you have time, call me back, which is fine. And I call her back. And then other friends, most people, they'll give some kind of message or indication about what they want. And that's the good thing about not answering your phone and about responding back. You have that choice. It gives you the power. Whereas when you answer the phone, often you lose a degree of power over that conversation, because number one, it could be a telemarketer trying to sell you something that you don't need, and now you have to waste your time trying to get off of the phone with that telemarketer. And I'm not saying that there aren't nice telemarketers or informative telemarketers. I always believe in being polite to a telemarketer. I'm very polite to the telemarketers. And yet I don't want to get caught up into a conversation that's going to take up my time about something I don't want to be a part of. And so that's why I say often I screen my calls and I decide if I'm going to pick up, who I'm going to pick up for, who I'm going to return a call to, when I'm going to return it, or do I need to leave them a message and let them know that I will schedule a time later to call them back when I can take the time to listen to what they have to say. We don't want to rush people that are important or have something that they want to talk about. We want to be able to take our time, and sometimes that takes scheduling our time with them. And there's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. There's nothing wrong with telling someone, hey, I'm going to schedule a time so that I can give you my undivided attention. Whereas if we talk now, I'm not going to be able to give you my focus because I'm preoccupied with something else. Perhaps you're at work and somebody calls you and they want to chit chat about something that's important to them. Well, unless it's urgent, for me, it would be best to set aside a time that I could give them the kind of quality time that they needed, rather than rush them in that conversation. So there's a difference between answering a call and responding to a call. There's a difference between answering a call or calling someone back. So I do both, but for the most part, I call people back. From my house to yours, may God bless you. I do hope you like, share, subscribe, and I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye.